having a pretty chill day, actually. Gotta figure out a way. There we go. Perfect. Now you can see. Now you can see what I see. So I'm gonna do something different this week on purpose. I'm going to shoot this vertically. Someone said years ago, well, no, someone told me a little while back that a lot of people watch all this stuff on their phones. They don't actually watch it on computers anymore. I'm an old man and a freak apparently because I still watch stuff on my actual computer screen. But yeah, so we're gonna try it. See if people like it more, if it's more accessible. Cause I like that you watch the show and you actually watch the show. So I'm crazy that way. I'm having salmon toast from Bevco, a staple favorite of the channel. I hope everything's going well with everybody. I love you guys. I really do, honestly. I have been working on a bunch of things recently and struggling on a few things also. Mostly the struggles have come from the factor that, we're dealing with all the housing drama and stuff, and apparently it's coming around in all ways, shapes, or forms. Well, my wife's best friends, we got to hang out with her and her husband and I believe they're from Wisconsin. So they were telling us, they're like, yeah, we're kind of running into a bit of a housing crisis ourselves. We don't know where we're going to be next year. And I'm like, this seems to kind of be a bit of a everybody's suffering the same way type of thing. So my sympathies go out to all of you and every one of you. I did run across someone last week, and I wasn't sure whether they meant it this way or not. But I'll leave it up to you. You tell me. You judge and listen and figure out what you want. Someone said, I think they were talking about the Prince, but the more I've looked at it, the more I've wondered. I was like, were they talking about the housing stuff? He said, my general rule is I don't buy anything I can't afford. And I was like, yeah, no, that's totally true. That's why I make prints for shows. And it didn't dawn on me that it was like, well, I mean, that could have been about the housing stuff. I've found that, like, some people don't really sympathize with some of this stuff, which, it's up to you if you don't. But it is my actual life, though. So I would hope you would at least feel bad for me. Well, who knows? Maybe you're just stone cold and you don't have that problem. To explain the thing that's going on with all the housing stuff, is it good? The food is very good, actually. We're going to this first. So the food is from this local place in Tacoma Park called Tacoma Bevco. They make a salmon toast. Hey, how's it going, Brandon? Or Braden, sorry. Sarah and Braden, thank you for joining the show. So they make a salmon toast. It's kind of like a lot of pickled vegetables on sourdough with some salmon, like lox, and then like I don't know what the eggs are called that are kind of like half done, half not, type of thing. It's not scrambled, because scrambled is the other thing. This is one of those things where like thinking in three languages does not help you. So that's always kind of like a little weird thing that happens with my life. I start to kind of think of how to describe things, and then it comes in a bunch of weird languages. But poached eggs, and it's very delicious. I love it very much. And then they make a nice little iced coffee with like a little cream, no sugar, still diabetic, and yeah, it's good. It's very good actually. Very, very, very good. So, I do think that a lot of people don't understand on a very basic level that most of the housing disparities that people go through are most of the housing discrimination that people go through really doesn't have anything to do with them. Like, it's not about the money, it's not about anything. It's they raise the money beyond a point where people can live there, and then they put a bunch of businesses there. And it's just kind of how it goes. So we are in the midst of trying to figure out what our next step's going to be, and we'll go from there. So I assume the comment from last week was not a negative comment, but for those who did not understand, the clarity is put forward. I've got this show in October that I'm going to do. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do as far as it's so good. I've got this show as far as I want to do stuff to see how. Thank you very much, sir. You have a good day. I got this art show and I've got these things I want to do. And I tried to show in the last art video we did for the channel on Tuesday some of the selections as far as the shows go. So, with that, I've got a lot of paintings. It's not a mukbang, if that's what you were hoping for. Or like an ASMR type of thing. But, so we got all these paintings. I want to make it prints for the show, which is kind of what I was thinking was the idea behind the comment in the first place. So after I eat this, I'll show you the selection. And you can tell me in the comments, you can tell me live, you can tell me later, etc. Which ones are your favorites, which ones you'd like to see as prints, all that stuff. After the show, they'll be available online for purchase, but I want them to be special. I want the show to be special, so I want people to be able to come out and really experience it. I got all these plans on stuff I want to do and how I want to hang stuff, and I want the show to feel really, really special. And so I'm going to do that and really have a good time with it. I've been saying for years with a lot of people that shows really need to feel like you're going out and seeing something you've never seen before. And it's just one of those things where I always try and make it a point that each show I do has this very unique quality to it. So the first thing I thought about was I want to have a nice banner on the bottom that really attracts people. So I'm making that. Well, I do good stuff. That's so weird. We're still recording. I don't know what's going on with that. It's very strange. So in the process of trying to get all that stuff going, I'm thinking I'm probably gonna get a bunch of stuff to hang, like marigolds to hang from the tent, so it feels a certain way. I'm really gonna try to make this as beautiful as I can. I want you to feel like you should take photos of it and show it to people and like burn the image of me into your mind. I just think it'd be fun, you know? Like I've definitely done so many shows throughout the years that like I know what it's like to be going to like an extremely boring show. And I don't want that. I really, really don't want that. Like there's more to it than just I went to the show to see the work and now I've seen the work. Okay, well I'm good for the rest of the day then and I'm not gonna worry about it. Type of thing. Like I want you to like debate. I've always said like my dream, my horrible dream that I have about art shows and artwork sold is I want like there to be like a War of the Roses type situation that goes on about my work because like two people just can't get along and they're like, no, it belongs to me. That is mine. You can't have it. I don't want each other. I don't want people to kill each other over it, but if there could be like a case study about it at some point that's just insane and wild, I'd be okay with that. I don't know what's going on. It's like the feed is going, but it's not showing. I have to monitor like the chats and stuff with all these things, and so when I do this, sometimes I'm looking at the same thing you're looking at, except a little earlier. So as I'm trying to do these things, there we go. I'm trying to just kind of get like an idea of what's going on. And you know, if it's having any problems or it's frozen or it's doing whatever, like that be kind of the thing that happens with it. So my big plan is to just keep everything moving in such a cool kind of collected way. That's what I'm doing. Emphasis on the cool. No. I don't know. Like I said, I want the show to be really cool. I want it to be beautiful. I want it to be memorable. If it could start like a blood feud, I'd be fine with that too. Like America could just like break up a small country with like a civil war, that'd be fine. No, I don't want that. Side note, someone said my show is getting very political recently. I find that funny because I feel like I've always been very open about how I feel about things, politics, and opinions, and all that stuff. Unpopular and otherwise. There's quite a few unpopular ones. But it's just kind of interesting to hear people who've like discovered me recently who are like, "When'd you get so political?" And you're like, "I've always been this way." I personally don't even see it really difficult to have like opinions about things that control the actions that go on in our lives. Like it feels like a very simplistic type of way of being, in a way. Of being, way of talking, way of thinking, etc. So in that, that's kind of how it goes, you know? We are going to have opinions about things. We may disagree on some of them. It is okay to disagree on some of those things. I will not say all of those things. Some of them are fundamentally important, and if you're against people doing well, we have an issue. The art, the art, the art. So, let's figure this out. So I've got all this work, Galeras, and I'm trying to figure out what I think is going to be really great for the art show. So I picked out like 30 pieces, and you can just tell me what you think about them. You know, you think they should be on the show, the print show, then we will. So we got the bees. Bang. I was on like a weird thing where when I made that, where I was just kind of like fascinated for about a year learning about bees all the time. And it just kind of eventually got into my work. I think I saw Candyman and I was like, I need this part of me. It haunts me. I need it. I did this one back in the day for the zine actually. For those who've known me for my art for years, you'll see a lot of crows, you will see a lot of human hearts. It's just kind of how it goes. I was watching Godzilla and I wanted to do something kind of strange. I don't think this one's actually going to make it. I just like to show that one off. I know most of these are typically the ones that everybody really likes. It's what I'm known for. And so a few of them have fallen under kind of that category of figures and strangeness and etc. So some of these arts are going to be strange and etc. I keep thinking of like colors and textures, you know what I mean? Like they seem to kind of have these things. Marvel's never going to like me for this, and if I ever become as famous as the rest of you think I'm going to be, I'll have to explain that one day. I put this one in my book. It's like the strangest like little madman conversation that makes no sense. But I felt like it was like people want to know how I think about things in art. This is how I think about things. I forgot how big this was. Like I thought when I saw the small picture of it before, when I was looking through my like I have a digital portfolio, I was thinking it was like this size, but it is this size. She's so big and beautiful. I love it. Or I thought it was gonna be like this size, you know, like the original art. And these will be like small prints. They won't be very big. But I feel like they look so good as prints that I wanted to do something. And then I had some of my crazier ones. I think the crazy ones will be really fun to do, actually. So yeah, hit me with your ideas on what you think would be best. This is one I did just of my dog after she passed away. And I'm not going to make that into anything, but I just want to show it. I miss you, Ma. You're great. But yeah, you know, that's my big thing. But for those who stuck around, this is my next book. Would you like to see a few of them? I think you would. Let me see. I'm not going to show you all of them, but I'm going to show you some of them. It's a little bit of an abstract book. And I just had a lot of fun making these, you know? I don't think the book is going to primarily be abstract, but I think it might be a chapter in the book. I want it to be a big, big coffee table book. I just think they'd be, just imagine sprawling pages of stuff like this. It's just very nice. Alright, so the last one I'm going to show you. There you go. So, the book is a thickie. It's a thick boy, as my friend used to say. This is how I put them together sometimes. I need to go to the store actually today and get more, like significantly more of those clips, because I have like a bunch of ideas I want to use with them. So, Galeras, I love you very much. We've done this for 20 minutes. The show is golden as always. Oh, you've been waiting for producer Tom. 1 second. Come here. Oh, there we go. He was asleep on the side. Hi. Want to say hi to everybody? Do the lucky cat wave. Get off. But yeah, this is producer Tom. He has a sister named Mochi. She's also a producer. She's secondhand producer. She's more, she's less inquisitive than he is. So yeah, we're basically just done. This is just me talking to you randomly about whatever. So I'll talk to you next week. Do you like the new logo? The blue instead of the red? The blue's because it's going to get cold soon. Yeah. Clever man. Yeah, but I'll talk to you later. And I will see you next time. Painter out. Bye. Clip. Merc. How you doing?